Garrett, what up, Mark here, and you know this chapter, pure 10 out of 10, bro. Pure 10 out of 10. Yo, we gotta acknowledge that CU has been on an absolute heater, bro. Like, the last, dozen chapters have been fire. This is just it just reminds me of, peak One Piece days when War of the Best was coming out, and I was just anticipating every single week, every single chapter. This is gas. You guys already know there's a lot going on, but there isn't really many theories to go on, so this won't be as long as last week's video. But we do gotta address a lot of the stuff that happened, right? So you already know, hit the like button. We are about 30 or 35 subs away from 2,000. So help your boy out, man. We doing okay, all right. I ain't making tens of millions or a couple 100,000, but I take my $5. All right, let's get into it. So the chapter starts off with a weird scene between Belier and Gustang, obviously from the past, and he's talking to Gustang about the people from the dump. Now, you guys know by now, we already pretty much discovered this, but the Red Light District and the Red Dump are the same place. Belier goes on to talk about the people, about how they use ancient technology. They're always at war, and the leader of them is Zahar. So we pretty much guessed a lot of this, right? Like, we pretty much theorized this within the stream last week, and parts of the review, that this is pretty much what's going on in Red Dump. A bunch of people got put in there, not just memories and tech. A bunch of people got put in there, and a couple different, I guess, Zahar clones, you could call it, are the ones that took over. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the clones, but we're just assuming that the clones were going to war with different factions, and pretty much the state of the dump is like a warring states, right? It's just like constant war. So I wonder if there was like a significant amount of clones. Maybe there was Zahar clones that actually died, that actually got destroyed. Or if we follow the theory that we threw about in the stream, that maybe the Zahar clones can die because maybe they have parts of immortality. But yeah, pretty much everything we assumed about the dump, what kind of place it is, and that these people eventually came together, pretty much came to fruition, right? Now, moving on in the chapter, we see Mikkel kind of just still stunting, right? Just stunting. And Prouse is addressing, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are these people, like, attacking us? Like, what's happening? And this is confusing. And this is really interesting because I can't wait for the introduction of Proust. As I mentioned in, I think last week's chapter before, Proust is also a scripture, but Proust, I believe, is the scripture of Gustang, who wants to turn things around, because the perseverance or the perversity is Mikkel, right? So Mikkel is kind of on the side of the Red Dump people, because that was the state of Gustang when he dumped stuff in the dump, right? So Proust is a later version, in my opinion, and he doesn't necessarily align with the chaos line of things. This may have been the Gustang who discovered that, what I did was wrong. So Proust's whole ideology might be completely different, and he's not with this shit. But that'll be interesting when we get to see, because as I said, we get introduced to scriptures, we get background. So we'll get to see probably Proust step out pretty soon, hopefully in the next chapter. I'm very excited to see how strong he is, right? Because he is the second in Pobita, stronger than Dumas, right? That's what we at least assume, but he's supposed to be up there. So so pretty much we head back to the battlefield, where we see Kieran's army going crazy, attacking people on both sides, and Darwin it's kind of peeping the scene. Everybody's peeping the scene. Like, these people are not with us. These people in that that red ship, they're not for us. And Darwin goes to attack one, and then she tries to go to the ship, which I thought was stupid too, because they're telling her to come back, like, relax. And she ends up getting sneak attacked by Blue Hair. Okay, we'll call her Blue Hair for now. Lightning Mommy Blue Hair absolutely torches Darwin. And I know people think that, Darwin kind of got caught behind, and she did in a way, don't get me wrong. It's not like, she had time to really, like, sit and block, but she did at least, like, if we're going to put it up, she did get at least one, like, just an example, she did get one hand up the block, but got torched, absolutely torched. And she's not dead, apparently, from what Doom says to Cha, because he tells Cha, hey, Cha, Darwin's struggling, she's about to go down. And I hate all y'all that's supporting Dao and being down. Like, I don't know why people hate her so much. Like, what has she done to be hated? Like, I get she hasn't had significance, but to be hated is insane. But anyway, Cha absolutely torches through the rest of the Poe B-Dog guys. The one with the fluffy white hat, we actually didn't really get to see him get busy or do anything, so that's disappointing. He looked like he was like conjuring a spell, but Cha just ran through him. Like, Cha not playing it right. And we see Doom trying to save Dawan, trying to get her back to a Robot ship. And before he could do that, ship kind of, I guess it appears or it was there, and astronaut pops out, and everybody is freaking out over this astronaut. Okay, I think I saw the nickname for the astronaut is Armstrong or something like that. Very good, very good. I like that. But this astronaut is just so out of place. It just makes zero sense. Like, why is there somebody in an astronaut outfit? Like, I'm thinking maybe it's something along the lines that maybe this person can't survive outside the dump, but an astronaut outfit is kind of a joke, right? But a beam ends up coming from that ship and absolutely killing Doom. Doom's supposedly dead. Yama gets a call saying that Doom's dead. Listen, I'm not surprised that Doom's dead. We talked about it a couple months ago, how Doom kind of has no place in here. It's kind of weird that he's here. So him dying is not surprising. Now, it sucks for Yama because we know what Yama's been through, right? And Doom kind of getting cleaned up off screen without us actually seeing it is a little bit distasteful, but it happened, right? And then we get to see another beam from the ship, and this is the ancient technology that Belier was talking about. This beam is insane, okay? This beam absolutely torched and murked the Turtle family head. Mind you, we have to put emphasis on this. The Turtle family head is all defensive, completely defensive. I'm pretty sure he was the main defense when they started out the war. So he got destroyed, bro. Like, it wasn't even close. And that's just a ship's cannon. So not only are, a couple of the soldiers tough, their technology is different too. So that is something to really, really look upon. Like, so, when you think about the Red Dump, some scientists that were maybe into some dangerous shit that could hurt family heads or hurt their people, they got dumped in there too. Yama can't take it. Yama completely goes off, does a transformation, and I'll give it to the blue hair. She let him transform. I imagine she probably could have attacked him during, we don't know what kind of damage that could have did, but ends up being her mistake, right? Because Yama is pissed off. He's absolutely going through all her lightning, dodging it, ripping it apart, and she's getting hurt. She's coughing up blood, and it's impressive. But Yama is in maybe what we might think is his peak stage. So how strong is Yama? Is Yama like the level of Robodon now? Or and how strong is Shorty? Because Shorty may be like a tier below Yama now, because it seems like she can't necessarily take him 1v1 the way she just kind of torched Darwin. Beforehand, before Yama transformed, she was pretty much getting busy with him and he was taking damage, but he got serious, and she ended up needing help from a girl named Jade who's using a spark plug. And I think everybody's pretty much made the connection that Yama was still pretty much running through her and even pulling the girl Jade. And they said, maybe we should do it properly after all this time. So they are probably most likely a duo, right? Jade and whatever the blue hair girl's name. They are probably a duo, maybe a socket and a plug type thing. And they may enhance each other's strength. But before that, Ratna Gra, this woman pops up. And I see a couple people have a couple different theories of where she could be from. I heard the Ha family, where she does kind of have that look. But she talks about taming a beast. And she's talking about Yama, somebody worth taming. So she knows who Yama is. So these people have done their research on key figures, not only in the war, but within the tower. But she's talking about taming him. So the only time we've heard something be tamed is something from Trom. So is she a part of like something between Trom, maybe some we don't know, but she does explain that she was born and raised in the dump. So we don't know if it's like Lobopia, like maybe some mixtures of people that were dumped in there, some dumped experiments. We have no idea. But she talks about taming Yama and that she's gonna take over as one of the 10 family heads. So this, if her and Yama end up fighting, we can get a great scaling here on how strong these people actually are. Because right now, high rankers are getting torched, alright? And then we get to see Lobodon versus Kieran. And Lobanon is handling Kieran. Nobody's surprised. Kieran's a fraud, okay? I'm along the lines of some of the people in my Discord. I don't think Kieran's the actual guy who's going to take over as family head because he does not seem to have the strength to take Lobanon one-on-one. He kind of even says it in the fight that, I'm going to somehow, like, defeat him. Like, what do you mean somehow, bro? Like, show what you got or don't. Like, if you can't beat Robonon, you're not being a family head. That's what I'm saying. If all those new family heads are of the level of Kieran, then there's no chance, bro. Like, and I don't think any of us think that right now. So, astronaut Armstrong ends up bursting through Robodon's wood, pause, and says that no, there are people here that could take over as new family heads, and that's what we came to do. So Kieran and Astronaut may jump Robodon. They may beat Robodon's ass here, okay? I'm very interested to see this fight, maybe more so than Yama's, because Robodon has been hyped for a long time. So he's in this scenario where, one, he's fighting somebody who's supposed to be a new family head level, and Kieran. So it's an interesting fight, and we'll really get the get some scaling going on here, right? And then after that, Cha is with Darwin, who seems to be dead but hurt. I don't know. We're not sure yet. I hope she's not gone. Screw you guys. But Urek Manzino. Okay, people have been calling it out for a long time now. That Urek would show up to the battlefield, and of course he did. But it wasn't the family head's battlefield. Okay, it's the Poe beat out and Global Pia battlefield, and now the new family head battlefield. He's here to hunt who we thought he was here to hunt. The revolutionaries, okay? Him and Zahar, or the captain who they're addressing, it's got to be him and Urek, okay? So, this is lit. If the captain is able to go toe-to-toe with Urek, even at 20 or 30%, that gives us a great scaling, because that's around the time where Luslet was kind of fighting Urek. But I'm hyped. Like, the way Urek showed up, it kind of reminded me of like of a My Hero Academy type moment, where, like, we've been waiting, for somebody to come save us type hit, and they weren't, but Urek kind of shows up in the middle of the chaos, like, yeah, I'm here to put shit to bed, like. And Urek's presence, they say, this is the presence of the strongest man. So I'm really interested to see what, like, Ratna Gra and the astronaut think about Urek's presence. Like, if they think they can't take Urek, then we have a good idea of, what they think about the family heads, because, we know Urek is number 4, obviously, right? And then Urek fighting the boss. If it's a close fight, we got some shit to look at, right? But other than that, guys, everything was pretty much straightforward. I don't have any theories because we didn't really get any lore. That's anything that we need to really talk about. But streams Friday, I already know that. Like the video, please and thank you. And if you already don't know, Discord below, check me in there. Peace.